This is exactly right.
Capture your favorite summer feeling with Pandora Jewelry.
Discover a collection inspired by the sunshine, freedom, and moments that make the season unforgettable.
From sun-kissed metals to personalized pieces ready to be engraved with your summer mantra.
Each design moves with you from beach days to golden nights and every memory in between.
Shop Pandora Jewelry's new summer collection in-store or online at pandora.net and let your summer unfold. Goodbye.
This episode is supported by FX's The Shards, a seductive drama from executive producer Ryan Murphy.
Set in 1980s Los Angeles, the series follows a group of glamorous, deeply entangled high school seniors drawn into a life of wealth, beauty, parties, and excess.
At its center is Brett, whose reality begins to unravel when the arrival of a new student coincides with a series of mysterious murders.
FX's The Shards premieres August 5th on FX and Hulu.
Goodbye. New beginnings are exciting, especially when they come with 4 wheels.
If you're shopping for your next car, start your search with Cars.com.
Cars.com has the tools and expert advice to help you find exactly what you're looking for.
With more than 2 million new and used vehicles nationwide, it's easy to search, compare, and find the right fit for you.
Cars.com is there when you're dreaming, planning, or ready to embrace the new.
Start your search with Cars.com.
Where to next?
Goodbye.
And a 1, 2, 3.
That felt good.
Mm-hmm.
It was chunky.
Felt right. Hello. And welcome
to My Favorite Murder.
That's Georgia Hardstark.
That's Karen Kilgariff.
We are here with you on Thursday, November 5th.
That's right.
2020.
That's right. What a week it's been.
Oh my God. So much crazy stuff, guys.
Yeah. It's currently right now, as we're speaking, Wednesday evening.
Yes. So things are still up in the air.
Right.
Nothing has been announced officially. There's lots of reason to have good feelings, but God forbid we have good feelings.
Yeah. I don't have good feelings yet, but I'm there. Everyone I know and love is having good feelings. And so I'm going to trust you guys.
But hey, you're right to fear good feelings because we haven't had them in a long time and we all have PTSD from 2016. That's real.
Right.
So nothing, this is also similar.
Yeah.
That it can't feel good.
No.
Right. At the moment.
And even if it does feel good, the whole narrative that we're learning this week is that it is as bad as it seemed the last 4 years.
That's right.
It's still a negative positive.
Sure. There's no only positive after an experience like the one we've had with this leadership. But the fact that at 9:00 last night, looking at Twitter, it was a very different story than the story that's happening today. Oh, it was insanity. So yeah, I think I did it in a way that scared me into then this morning waking up and going, oh, all is not lost. Oh, wait a second. Quite the opposite.
Yeah.
So we just need it to be official and we need responsible parties to come out and say, stop trying to create violence and negativity.
Yeah. I had a therapy appointment today and I had a realization that I get along really well with my mom when there's a Democratic president. And I realized like, oh yeah, the Obama years, I could just laugh all the shit she said to me off. Yeah. Be like, oh mom, you know what I mean? But then the last 4 years, every time she brings something up, it triggers something from my childhood.
Sure.
So when we go to this mediator / therapist in 2 weeks, I feel like maybe I'll be in a better place to like be open to her.
That's the dream.
It is.
Yeah, because it's the balance of power shifting or the reality, we have spent time in another reality.
Right. It takes away some of her power over my emotions and feelings, and that'll be nice.
And high time. And it's high time that happens.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Amen.
Enough already.
Amen.
Enough already.
That's right. What are you doing to distract yourself this week from
Oh, just a ton of podcasting. I don't understand how I'm still podcasting. Steven is there with me every time I do it. I have nothing to say anymore. I can't, it's literally like, do you want me to describe how I made toast this morning? Cause it's just unbelievable that through all of this, we've just continued podcasting.
It is weird. It is weird. Like all we have to talk about, and everyone's like, all we have to talk about are what TV shows we're watching to distract ourselves from the end of the fucking world.
Or like, I got to see someone face to face.
Right. And here's the candy I'm binging on right now.
For real. I actually had to go throw out a bag of, the Nerds ropes.
Oh, these
bites or whatever those Nerds things were. Yeah. There was a different version of them that people kept recommending.
Rope
so I
bites.
saw them. Yeah. They're like this version. Yeah. Much actually easier to eat as opposed to the rope where the nerds get everywhere.
I actually was like, oh, I could handle that, but I don't need it in my house.
No. I had several handfuls and then stood up and walked to the garbage can, threw them away and said, stop pretending you can just fucking eat candy. Like enough already with this fucking behavior.
I'm doing that, but with alcohol.
Yeah. How is it going?
It's going well, actually. This time totally feels a little different. Like I'm not doing it because I'm not doing it for like 30 days and I'm not doing it to like lose weight. I'm doing it because suddenly I realize I'm not having fun anymore and it's not actually giving me anything and I'm not enjoying it at all. So it feels like a little shifty, a little different.
Sure.
Like suddenly I'm ready to deal with the anxiety that I've been pouring alcohol on for 20 years, Yeah. Maybe it's because I have a really great therapist right now. And I'm seeing her twice a week, but it's something that feels a little different this time.
That's good. And you have security in your life and you have other things to worry about.
Right.
And you have bigger things. And maybe you can just update the story, which is, I wish I could do the same for myself. But that whole idea, this is what my therapist always says, is we had something happen to us usually around like 12, 13. Mm-hmm. And then your like limbic system or whichever one it's called, like your reactive system kind of stops taking in information after that. And they're like, yeah, I've already seen this. I'm not fucking doing it again. And she always says that to me. She's like, the worst thing already happened. This is all just kind of like reacting to the memory of what happened.
Ooh.
And so, the more when you think about that,
rough year.
Horrifying. I mean, horrifying. You should get to skip it. It's such a terrible age.
I was in rehab at 13.
Yeah,
so everything was
fine. For it. You went for it.
I was like, let's make this the worst year possible. Oh God. But I'm journaling about it now, which is actually really helpful. And I'm doing that. So I want to recommend if anyone else is trying it, which we all are at some point, right? So like, aside from the stuff I was reading before, when I tried this, last year, the beginning of this year, This Naked Mind by Annie Grace, I'm listening to. And then I found a new, book. It's called, Quitlet. I didn't know that was a thing. Quitlet.
Well, I've never heard of that.
I hadn't either. Like, all the sobriety books I read that are like, here's how to do it. And here's what worked for me. And here, I'm a woman and we can do it. It's called Quitlet, which I fucking love. Isn't that great? So here's my new Quitlet suggestion. It's called Mrs. D is Going Without. And it originally was an anonymous blog way back when blogs existed by this woman in New Zealand. And, her name is Lotta Dan. And I'm identifying with her so much. And it's just a really light, easy read about how fucking hard it is to become sober even though you need to. So I'm enjoying that.
Great.
But I mean,
other people's stories, that's kind of the key. Right. Knowing that it isn't special to you. You're not only are you not the only one, it's very typical.
Yeah.
Tons of people deal with substance issues. Yeah. Everybody does in some way or the other. Yeah.
So we all deal with soothing our trauma in some way or another.
Yeah.
Ideally with therapy and learning, really truly how to cope with it. But that doesn't usually happen and it takes a long time to get there.
Well, and also we'll pick things up and put them back down, and you go in and you go out of it, and then there's a drama within doing that, and that's all part of it. And if you can kind of pull back and see that that's all part of it, and it's not like, oh, I failed again, but it's like everybody fails again and again and again, and then tries again. And the whole point is building your resilience to keep trying and to kind of keep open. I think that's just it. You just don't, it's never the final chapter. You just get to keep trying.
That's right. It feels at 40 suddenly like crazy that I'm just now ready to not obsess about when I get a drink again or drinking or that I have a hangover or that I feel like shit. And like this whole, pattern that I've been doing, I'm suddenly ready to not distract myself with that anymore.
Sure.
At fucking 40. It's like, it just seems wild, but it took, that's how long it takes. I'm sure it'll happen again. Whatever.
It's always something. Because literally, it reminds me of when I was in my 20s, and my great idea for my eating disorder was I took fen-phen.
Yeah.
But without the downer fen. It just was the first version. So it was uppers only.
Aye.
And so I stopped eating almost entirely, didn't care about food, never thought about it, lost a ton of weight very fast, and started obsessively, compulsively shopping, where I literally went to the Beverly Center every single day and had my closet looked like a little mini Gap. It just had stacks of color-coded shirts. It was pure insanity. And that's when I saw that it was like, oh, it's not about the thing I'm doing.
Right. You didn't have to eat your fucking stress away anymore. You needed something else. So shopping.
Yep. Something will replace it, and it's just about because you have to dig down further. It's not just the thing.
Yeah.
It's what's underneath it and like sitting with it.
So my therapist told me this really great analogy, I think it is, where it's like, okay, there's a tiger in a cage, and the tiger's pacing back and forth in this little cage its whole life, but it's a comfort. And then suddenly it gets put out into this big field and gets taken out of the cage, but it continues to pace back and forth in the same area the cage would have been. Because that's what it knows. That's what's always worked. That's what's safe. And that's the only way it knows how to deal with life. And you can't realize you have this big open expanse of other possibilities.
Yep.
I think that's right.
Well, yeah, it sounds right on. I mean, it makes sense to me. It also makes me think of how when I stopped drinking after I was hospitalized for it, hey, at least you didn't get fucking hospitalized at county hospital for it. Hey,
rehab at 13. Let me just remember.
Hey, look, we've been champions in our own ways.
That's right.
This whole time.
That's right.
But when all the alcohol was finally out of my system and I was home for a couple days, I had that dream where I was standing like on the prairie with tall grass, like up to my hips, green grass. And this wind was blowing and I could see all the way up and all the way to either side. Like I was like a fly with like crazy vision. Complete peripheral. And it was like 360 vision or 180 vision.
Instead of this tunnel that you've been looking into for so long.
It was so moving and so like I was just kind of in the dream going, oh, I get it. Like thanks for being so on the nose, brain. But it reminds me of that tiger story, because it is that thing where it's like, yeah, you don't have to just go in circles anymore, which can be just as intimidating and just as fraught. And there's freedom is scary too.
Yeah, learning how to pace the cage as a young person worked for you. And so you keep doing it even though the cage is gone, because you haven't yet learned that you're free and how to.
And because if you have these coping mechanisms that go 4 feet by 4 feet by 4 feet, you're not going to be like, watch me while I fucking take off into the woods. Like
you never learned how to take off into the woods.
No, that's all new. It's like, you got to give yourself, let yourself adapt and adjust and fall down and get up.
I feel like the two therapy sessions a week is really helping me with that. Finally.
It's good.
After fucking a decade of therapy. Like, it's just crazy how that works,
Yeah. But then it's good. Then like, I love when I suggested to my therapist, I was like, should we go to 3 days a week? And she's like, I don't see why not. You have the money. And I was like, you're right.
Yeah, what else are you going to fucking spend it on? Nerd ropes? That's not doing anything for you.
I gotta stop spending it on nerd. Yeah, please stop sending me suggestions of nerd things.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to eat that shit anymore. Because also, I realize, like pacing the cage, eating a bunch of sugar and then laying on the couch and panicking is a vibe. It is like a choice and a feeling that I don't have to be in anymore.
And you are like triggering emotional reactions with sugar. Sugar does that to you and your hormones and your
sugar's the fucking worst.
So it's bad for you.
It has to get, eventually someone has to figure out, once we're going to do the COVID vaccine first, then can we please have a sugar vaccine?
Yeah.
Because those people that are like, I'm not that into dessert. I'm like, what part of the world is your family from? I need to get your genes.
Truly, I have 2 unopened bags somehow of fucking mint Milanos in my house because I just can't not have them like constantly. I need it.
I know. I know.
Oh, should we talk about the Queen's Gambit that we both found out that we're in love with?
Should.
On Netflix?
So good.
How did you find it? Because someone tagged me in it and I didn't know what it was.
Someone on Twitter was talking about it. I think it was James Urbaniak or somebody who I like their taste and think they're smart. And they basically were like, wow, I'm surprised. I didn't even know what this was. And all of a sudden I stumbled upon it and it's such a delight. So I kind of had bookmarked it and then and the second it started, I was just like, the visuals, the storyline, the fucking everything.
So good.
It's so good.
So basically I wrote down that it's like Amelie meets, what was that Touareg movie where he's super...
The what movie?
About Touareg. Wait.
Touareg, the Volkswagen van again?
No, wait, Touring.
The SUV by... What?
The guy who solved the puzzles in World War II.
Oh, Alan Turing.
What was that movie called? Turing.
The Imitation Game?
Imitation. Thank you,
Was
Steven.
that it? Thank you. Okay, so it's like Amelie meets the Imitation Game. Don't you think? A little?
Sure. Yes. Totally. Yes.
Why not? And the word cocksucker gets bandied about a lot in the first episode by children, which I really appreciated.
And there's children on pills. No spoilers, but it is absolutely where it. The only thing is, it's just a fictionalized story. It's from a book, I believe. Yes, it is. Yes. I looked it up. Yeah. It's from a book. I wanted that character to be real so badly. But of course, because it's a perfectly written character with a perfect background and the whole storyline is just so compelling that. Yeah. Also, how about the hotel in Russia? I was just like, I want to walk around that hotel so bad.
I do too, but I haven't gotten there yet. I've only gotten through. Episode 1 was really long. I got through that and now I'm starting episode 2, but I'm excited about it. It's good.
It's a delight the whole way through. Doesn't disappoint. All those actors are so goddamn good.
So good.
The little baby boy from Love Actually who plays in the band.
Yes. Who I thought was David Spade when I first saw him in the trailer.
He's David Spade's illegitimate child. Yeah. He's the
so
cutest.
Cute.
He's such a good actor.
Yeah, he is. The Queen's Gambit. And Queen is like chess. It's not like the Queen. So
right.
So I saw someone's like, I don't want to watch it because I'm sick of British royalty stuff. And it's like, no. It's about chess.
Fine. Get out then. Then get out. And take your opinion with you.
It makes me feel really stupid because I don't know how to play chess. Do you know how to play chess?
You know what's funny? As I was watching it, I had a recovered memory in grammar school. I did play chess.
Oh.
And there was a chess. We got to go to one of the mobile home buildings that was like the outbuilding on our grammar school property. Wilson School, what up? Wilson Wildcats, what up? But we got to go out there, and we had a really smart, genius chess teacher, and we would just all sit there and play chess all the time. But it wasn't like how they were doing it, where we knew it. We didn't know ways of play and whole systems and
you weren't
names
a savant,
of anything.
A legitimate fictional savant.
But I was kind of, I mean, we don't know whether or not I was.
You could have been in the right situation. You maybe
even if I were, no one was paying attention.
Right.
To be even, if I would be like, can I go to this chess tournament? My dad would be like, I'm not driving you there. I'm not driving all the way to Novato.
Sure, who wants to watch chess?
But it was kind of funny because I was like, this is so interesting. And then I was like, wait a second. I used to love chess, but I didn't, I don't have a memory of the concept of the game, except for like one of them could move in like an upside down L shape. Yeah. That's kind of all I can remember. It's hard.
I never got past checkers.
Checkers is very complex when you think about it. Getting to double up on things.
Sure. What else are you watching, doing?
I escaped into last night. I basically was like, stay off Twitter, stay off social media. You have to give yourself over to the question mark of this situation. And, you know, so I turned on one of my BBC series. Martin Chuzzlewit, which is a Charles Dickens series.
Oh, that's
BBC
comforting.
series.
That's comforting.
Tom Wilkinson is one of the leads, who is just the most delightful British actor that's been in a million things and won a million awards, and you know who he is.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things where I was just like, I need something completely removed from modern life right now.
Like
and it worked. And then I went to sleep.
Angora sweater.
Of people talking like this to each other, and then some horses
without animal cruelty.
Carriages.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds nice.
No, yeah, it was good.
So for Exactly Right News, we're really excited because at the end of this episode, you're going to be able to hear the brand new trailer for our brand new Exactly Right podcast called Tenfold More Wicked that we told you about.
It's hosted by crime journalist and author Kate Winkler Dawson, who she's written some of your favorite true crime books. My favorite recently is the book American Sherlock, which is an incredible, if you haven't read it, it's unbelievable. It's basically, it's about one of the first forensic scientists in America. So Kate is the host of this podcast, and she basically takes all of her journalistic and author knowledge and intelligence, essentially, and she digs into the story of one of the first serial killers in America. And it is, and there's a whole kind of like side story about neuroscience. It's just a fascinating historical true crime series that she's hosting that we really think you're going to love.
Definitely. It comes out on Monday, November 23rd. So be sure to like and subscribe on iTunes or Stitcher or wherever you listen to podcasts, and stay tuned at the end of this episode to listen to the trailer. It's really an awesome podcast.
So good. So proud. So proud.
So proud. Our little fledgling network is becoming this, like, it's growing into a adolescent. It's becoming its own person, and like learning and growing and like,
and making friends with really smart people who make their own podcasts really well and make really good stuff that they want to come to our party. It's the best. Yeah. It's really good.
Yeah. And thanks for supporting us, you guys. It's all because we have the best freaking listeners.
Yes, absolutely. We think of you when we're trying to pick these podcasts and what you might like and what might serve you in your day-to-day lives. And there's many more to come that we're very excited about.
I can't believe it. I wrote down today, like on a forum that like, it was like, what do you do? And I'm like, podcaster, writer, and business owner. We're business owners. How cool is that?
I mean, it's all right. I don't know.
Business owners who, as of this weekend, won't have an office anymore, which is so sad.
I know. We had to give up our lease on our office. We had basically rented an empty office for the past 6 months or whatever. But I know. It's such a weird time, and it's such a weird time. It's nice that we can all kind of go through it together and distract ourselves with podcasts and television, things that we like and whatever. And and also, you know, feel connected to each other.
And one of those ways that we're doing that is by, and maintaining our sanity is by putting up a quilt episode this week. Karen and I both picked one of our favorite stories that we've ever done. And so we're going to post those. They've never been in an episode together, and they're not live. They're, you know, older episodes that we love, older stories that we love.
Right. And that you've told us you love. So we're doing, this is kind of like the Eagles' greatest hits. Just because this week has been incredibly stressful as has been for everybody. So, we weren't going to be doing this usual homework. We were trying to take it easy a little bit and then be like, okay, well, we'll hang out, we'll check in, and then we'll play some stories that we know people like, so that we don't all go crazy. Cause I'm having a hard time unclenching my teeth. Oh, yeah. Much less sitting down and writing a 6-page book report.
Oh, totally. So. 6 pages. I laugh in the face of 6 pages. They're never 6 pages.
No, they're supposed to be.
They're supposed to be.
There was a time when they were 3 to 4, and it was like, okay, bye, peace in the streets, but no longer.
No, 9 at least.
Minimum.
Every piece of furniture you own has a story.
Sometimes it's an heirloom, and sometimes it came with the house because it was too heavy to move.
If you're ready to start a new chapter with your home decor, there's Article.
Article makes it effortless to create a stylish, long-lasting home at an unbeatable price.
They take great care in curating their collection, focusing on pieces that stand the test of time.
We've talked about Article for a long time. There are pieces in that catalog that are so affordable that are room changers. And if you go through there and there's like a little something you don't even realize you need it until you see how they have stuff set up or what style combinations that they're doing with. They do the boho chic. There's mid-century. It's a little bit modern. It's something new. Like, there's so many choices in there, and it's not going to break the bank.
As someone who's interested in tons of different styles and time periods, Article covers them all in one place. I love that.
I know I've mentioned already how much I love my entryway table, but I swear to God, because the path that it's on, I pass it 4 times a day, and I love it more every time.
Article is offering our listeners $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more.
To claim, visit article.com/murder, and the discount will be automatically applied at checkout.
That's article.com/murder for $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more.
Goodbye.
There are some questions humanity may never be able to answer, like, what's the meaning of life?
Or even worse, what do I make for dinner?
Luckily, Hungry Root has one of those covered.
Hungry Root is like having your own personal shopper and nutritionist all wrapped in one. They'll take care of the weekly grocery shopping and recommend groceries and meals tailored to you.
Imagine a world where shopping, planning, and cooking food is simple and stress-free. That's a reality with Hungry Root.
Once you tell them about your goals and preferences, they fill your cart with personalized recommendations. And those recommendations get smarter as Hungry Root learns more about what you did or didn't like.
Most of Hungry Root's recipes can be made in just 15 minutes or less.
I complain about dinner and cooking and that kind of stuff constantly, and Hungry Root provides exactly the thing I'm complaining about's solution. Like, they make a zesty chicken avocado sweet potato bowl that is exactly what I want at the end of the day, but would never, ever take the time to make. And with Hungry Root, it's just right there. It's waiting for you.
For a limited time, get 40% off your first order, plus get a free item in every box for life.
Go to hungryroot.com/MFM and use code MFM.
That's hungryroot.com/MFM, code MFM, to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life.
Goodbye.
Current you is trying to get through today.
Future you would like it if you thought about tomorrow every once in a while.
Now, both versions of you can work toward the same goal with Acorns.
Acorns is a smart way to give your money a chance to grow. You can sign up in minutes and start automatically investing, even if it's your spare change.
The Acorns potential screen shows you the power of compounding and how your money could grow over time. You can quickly adjust how much you're investing every day, week, or month to make sure you're always building towards your goals.
Whether you're just starting out or thinking about settling down, Acorns supports your big and small goals across every life stage. Sign up now and Acorns will boost your new account with a $5 bonus investment.
Join the over 14 million all-time customers who have already saved and invested over $27 billion with Acorns.
Head to acorns.com/MFM or download the Acorns app to get started.
Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns.
Tier 2 compensation provided. Potential subject to various factors such as customers' accounts, age, and investment settings.
Does not include Acorns fees. Results do not predict or represent the performance of any Acorns portfolio. Investment results will vary. Investing involves risk.
Acorns Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/MFM.
Goodbye.
Oh, all right. So should we, mine's going first this week. So I'll introduce that. So I'm going to take you back, dear listener, all the way back to May 27th of 2016.
Oh.
So the May of 2016, when we were so young and innocent and
Stupid.
believed in the world.
Oh, God, take me back.
I mean, let's go back now. Let's just do it mentally. Have a fun mental exercise of going back to George's old apartment with no air conditioning.
That's right.
If it was May 27th, it would have already started to get very hot.
That's right.
2016, I probably had minimum 2 jobs at the time.
Vince and I had just gotten married. Mm-hmm. That's sweet. That's a nice thing.
Yeah. And, we were just slowly putting this thing together, and George every once in a while would show me some good positive thing on her phone, and then I go, don't get used to it.
I'd show you the numbers or like where we are on the comedy chart, and you'd be like, shut the fuck up. It's not real.
Get it away from me. I don't believe in anything. That's my beautiful journey from show business cynic to a wide-eyed believer in the possibility of magic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, this is from episode 18.
Oh my God. Investigation 18 Discovery. What do we call it?
Investigating Discovery. Who knows? Back when we would do that, not only the extra work of trying to make one of those good pun titles, but I also had people, I'll never forget my friend Owen Ellickson, who I worked with. He was the showrunner on a show I was writing on, and he wrote into me for one of them that was so good. And it was like, we needed the help, where I'm like, we can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
If we have to rely on outside sources.
Yeah. We dropped that like naming podcasts after the number pretty quickly.
But yeah, we had to.
Yeah.
Because that was like, there was so much work. Anyway.
Yeah.
Investigating Discovery. So this is actually a story that last summer we did some compilations of like your guys' favorite shows. And this is a story of mine from your favorite show. And it's the unbelievable and amazing survival story of Mary Vincent. So here's 2016 me telling 2016 Georgia in 2016 Georgia apartment about this nightmare story.
Should we get into
the murder?
Favorite murder. Oh, sorry. I don't know how to sing, as I mentioned earlier. They didn't know that was. Oh, here we go.
Guys.
Here we go.
I'm going first this week?
I think you're first.
I think I am.
I'm going to get cuddled in.
Yeah.
I'm going to have this half a glass of whiskey.
Drink some of your whiskey. I wish I could. I drank all mine already.
Before you were 30.
It was in 1997. I had my last whiskey. Shit. God, I was good at it.
My therapist told me that we're doing an experiment where I'm drinking 2 glasses of booze a day just to see how it goes. So I'm allowed to have 2 glasses of booze a day.
Oh, no more, no less?
Yeah, we're just like seeing how this goes. So it's almost like...
What if you don't feel like it?
Oh, no, then I still have to...
You force it down.
Yeah, and this is clearly like, this was 2 glasses of whiskey and 1 big cup.
Oh, that's fun.
Does that count as 1?
It does to me.
There you go.
If I was your therapist, hell yeah, girl. I had this realization when I was trying to think of this week's, there's so many good cases and there's so many people who are very passionate about the cases that are their stories or just ones they like or think are fascinating. There was a guy that tweeted me a case. His Twitter handle was at Arkansawyer. So it was almost like Arkansas lawyer. And it was a case of a guy, I think his name was Bobby Lee Foster or Bobby Joe Foster, who killed his own mother, Edna, and decapitated her and put the head in the local church and then took the eyes and mailed them to Eisenhower. What
in the actual fuck?
Yeah, it was crazy. But, So I was kind of into that. Thank you for sending that. I loved it. I mean, but I had a realization that when we were talking about our kickoff murders, the ones that got us kind of into it, I realized that factually and date wise, I had an earlier one than Diane Downs, and it because it happened in the Bay Area, and it's this Lawrence Singleton attack on Mary Vincent, and later murder of, So I'll just tell you about it.
Let's unpack.
Let's unpack this. It happened in 1978. So I was 8 years old, and this was on the news. It was like in 1979 is when he went to trial and all this stuff happened, and it was on the news every night. My parents were livid. They talked about it all the time.
So you must have you were there too.
Yes, because we watched the news together as a family every night before dinner.
I feel like there's nothing more harmful for a kid than
no
news.
One knew.
I know.
It was this was the late 70s where no one knew what was good or bad for children.
Totally.
It was all just like, eat your cereal, go outside, try to survive, come home, and then we'll watch the news together.
It was a generation away from children, after children being coal miners.
Yes, exactly. It was that weird time in between coal mining and children being carried their entire lives until they get to college.
Right.
Essentially. So I'm the last of that generation. I lived. So here's the story. On September 29th, 1978, a man named Lawrence Singleton, who was a merchant seaman, always a bad job.
Dude.
That Richard Speck was a merchant seaman.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's bad news. I think it's what happens when you're like super fucked up but you're so fucked up you don't want to join the army.
Right.
So you're like, I'll go out on a ship for a while with a bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
So he picked up a 15-year-old hitchhiker named Mary Vincent in Berkeley, California.
Honey.
Mary had run away from home. She lived in Las Vegas. Her parents were getting divorced. It was all fucked up. And she had friends in the Bay Area and relatives. So she made her way up to the Bay Area, but she was homesick and she'd been on her own for a while. She had a boyfriend that was bad to her. She left him, ran away. She just wanted to get back home.
Sweetie.
So she is hitchhiking in Berkeley, and a van pulls up, and there are two people hitchhiking behind her. Now, just so you know, there's Mary Vincent herself tells this story on an episode of I Survived. It was season 4, episode 1.
Wow.
And it is epic. I know you don't like Survivors. I fucking love Survivors and things like this where you get the firsthand account of something. This story is also insanely fucked up.
I guess it's been that long, I can deal with it.
Right. And it's when they can tell their own story. They're not, that they're in charge of this narrative and they can tell you what happened. And
yeah. And like when it's a grizzled fucking bartender, like cafe waitress, and she's like, this is what fucking happened to me, I can deal with it. But when it's like some like college girl whose life is ruined.
No, because here's the thing, the saddest part about it, but the truest part about it is it happens to a lot of people.
Yes.
So when you have one woman sitting there going,
right.
Here's what happened to me, A, B, C, and D, you not only get the don't fucking hitchhike, keep your eyes open, pick up on context clues, you have all that, but you also have survive. Yep. And you can survive and you can come out the other end and help other people.
And it's okay to tell your story. Like, you don't have to keep this huge secret. There's other people who have been through similar or worse.
Yeah. And you have to tell your story. Yeah. That's part of healing.
Right.
So a lot of what I have here is basically her firsthand account.
Holy shit.
So the van pulls up and there's two hitchhikers behind her in Berkeley, 78. And the guy that's driving the van says he only has room for one person and says it's Mary. Well, the two hitchhikers behind her go, don't get in that van, because they can see into the back of the van. The whole thing's empty. There's plenty of room. But if a person's saying he only has room for the young girl, they go, don't take that ride. But she was so tired. She just wanted to get home. So she was like, and he looked like a grandfather.
Oh, really?
Yes. He's this big pot-bellied, kind of grizzly old guy. He was like in his mid-60s at the time. So she's like, what's that guy going to do?
Yeah.
So she gets in. And she's really tired. She's been walking and hitchhiking for a long time. So she says, I'm trying to go back home to Las Vegas. He says, I'm going to Reno, but I'll give you a ride to Los Angeles. Which is that right there. What?
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Why?
So she settles in and she falls asleep.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. She wakes up and they have gone east and not south. When she finally sees a sign, they're somewhere out in Patterson. They're somewhere out by Modesto. They're on the other side of the 5.
There's a lot of, for people not from here, there's a lot, especially in the 70s, there's a lot of no man's land.
Yes. A lot of, especially in the Central Valley, which is where he drove her out to. It's just all empty, rural farmland, roads, little hills with an oak tree on top. There's nothing. So she notices that they're going east. She freaks out, confronts him, says, "What the hell are you doing?" He says, "I'm sorry. I'm an honest man. I made an honest mistake. Let me just turn around." He pulls around. He turns around, starts going down the road. And he says, "Sorry, I have to go. I have to relieve myself." He pulls the van over. She's getting nervous. She realizes this is now a bad situation. It's nighttime. He's down relieving himself, and she looks down and realizes one of her shoes untied. And she thinks to herself, if I have to run for some reason, and I could outrun this old fat guy, but if I have to do it, she's like, I got to tie my shoe. So she gets out of the van too. She bends over to tie her shoe, and she blacks out. He hit her in the head with a sledgehammer. She wakes up. She's tied up in the back of the van.
After a sledgehammer hit, she wakes up?
She wakes up. So he just conks her out. Yeah, she doesn't thank God she didn't die. When she wakes up, she's tied up and she's naked.
Oh, fuck.
And he starts raping her. He rapes her all night and into the morning. And the whole time she's, of course, crying. She's 15 years old, crying, whatever, and saying, "Just set me free. Please, I won't tell anyone. Just set me free." Sometime in the morning, when he's finally done, he pulls her out of the van, unties her, and says, "You want to be set free? I'll set you free." Picks up a hatchet.
No.
Out of the back of the van.
No.
Cuts off her left arm. She's screaming below the elbow. She's screaming, freaking out, going crazy. She grabs him
Holy fuck.
with her right arm, going, freaking out. He takes the hatchet and he starts hacking off her right arm.
What the fuck? But this weird, the craziest thing to me is as you're telling this, I'm like reminding myself that she survived, but it doesn't fucking sound like she's going to.
I know. It's crazy. So she is holding on to him, but she falls backwards anyway. And that's when she realizes that her right arm has been chopped off.
Oh my God.
So she's all, of course, in total shock, confused, losing blood, looking. And this is the most fucked up part of her story.
There's more fucked up than that.
This is, it peaks in fucked upness right here.
Oh, holy shit.
She sees him, she's looking and she can't understand what just happened. And she's looking at him and he is flicking his arm like this. He's flicking his arm out. Yes.
No.
She looks and her right hand is still holding on to his arm.
Oh my fucking.
Ew, I gave myself chills and I know this story.
Because you had your hand in like a claw just now.
I did it. So she passes out, or she kind of goes limp.
Sure.
She's bleeding, obviously profusely, losing blood, lightheaded, laying on the ground. So she just goes limp because she just doesn't know what to do. She's now in the presence of a monster. He thinks she's dying or dead.
Yeah.
He drags her body over to the railing and throws her over a 30-foot cliff. On the way down, she breaks 4 ribs and he drives away. Now, later on, when the police catch him, which I'll just let you off the hook now, the police catch him, and they put together that the reason he did that is because he thought she'd be dead, and he didn't want them to be able to get her fingerprints.
What? Did they? Okay, who found her? How did she get found?
I tell you now.
Please.
So she's down in this fucking ravine. And she's laying there and she's losing blood like crazy. And she wants to go to sleep. But she said that there was a voice in her head saying, "You cannot go to sleep. You have to get up so they can catch this guy." So she puts her bloody stumps in the dirt and makes a mud pack. So she stops losing blood.
Oh my God.
On both arms. And then she starts crawling back up the ravine. 30 feet. It takes her all night.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was the morning. He dumped her over in the morning. Mm-hmm. So she crawls back up the ravine. It takes her all day. She finally gets up to the top of the ravine and back onto the road at night. And then she starts walking. Naked, covered in blood, with 2 stump arms. She walked for 3 miles.
Oh, my God.
The first car that came up was 2 dudes in a convertible, and they saw her, and they fucking sped away.
Nope.
Yep. Yes. And she said herself in this, I Survived, she goes, I looked like something out of a horror movie. She's like, I didn't blame them at all, because it was, I mean, beyond something you'd see in a horror movie.
Yeah.
And on a far away, like a deserted road in the middle of the night where there's no, this is out, where there's no street lights. Like she said, she was walking by the light of the moon. It was totally
And in my
pitch
mind
black.
too, it's like these 2 dudes are married men and they're gay lovers and they're like on a clandestine, romance thing. And if they stop to help her, they have to call the cops. They're going to get caught together.
Yep.
That's just in my head.
That's very plausible.
So, like, hopefully these aren't monsters.
I mean, here's what I'm sure of. They carry it with them to this day.
Fuck. Yes, they do.
Imagine leaving a person like that.
And then they read the newspaper the next day.
And they're like, realize, look what we did.
And she could have died. They could have saved her, and then she could have died.
But here's who did save her.
Who?
She walks a little further. A couple who was on their honeymoon.
Oh, no.
Who took the wrong exit and is driving around trying to get back to the I-5. Oh, which is close enough so that Mary heard the noise of the I-5 all day and was like, I just have to get back up because there will be someone if I walk toward that sound. So that's how she guided herself back toward civilization. These people grab her, put her in the back of the truck and say, we're going to get you help. And she said she heard them speeding so fast she could hear the tires screeching. They get to a phone.
Can I say real quick
Yes.
what half the people listening that the murderinos dream honeymoon?
Exactly. Exactly.
Like, what else are you going to do? Fucking play canasta?
Well, because imagine you're like, oh, I've married, I love him so much.
Yeah.
He's the man for me. Now, if the man for you was one of those guys in that convertible who was like, we have to get out of here, you'd be like, you get out of my life forever.
Yeah, I bet they're still together.
100%.
Yeah.
They get to that payphone, they call, and they airlift her to the hospital.
Oh, you
So it wasn't even an ambulance situation. They were like straight in. So.
Oh, honey, the relief she must have felt.
Oh my God.
To be saved.
So I'm on the next page already.
Because by the way, I want everyone to know you're like fucking telling this. You're not even looking at your notes.
Because because I remember this happening when I was little.
Holy shit.
And I remember my mother being so livid. And she would talk about Lawrence Singleton, this disgusting piece of shit. She would talk about him all the time. Well, because I'll get into it. I have to go faster.
Were all these details on the news?
No, but it was a man who raped a girl, chopped her arms off and threw her into a ditch.
That's enough.
That was plenty.
Yeah.
Because that's when it was like, oh my God, that could happen.
Totally.
That's real.
Even the word rape, like you don't even talk about, like couples in fucking sitcoms didn't sleep in the same bed.
Right, exactly.
It's like,
well, I'm not from the 50s, Georgia. Oh my God.
I mean that the Brady Bunch was the...
Oh
my God.
So she lost over half the blood in her body.
Wow.
But from her hospital bed, she described a picture of him so accurately to the police sketch artist that Lawrence Singleton's next door neighbor saw it and immediately called the police. And even though she was friends with him and like knew him for years, she was like, that's Lawrence Singleton. That's my next door neighbor.
She's one of us.
So yes, exactly. So, and I do have to say this in the article that I found a piece of information from, for some reason in the line, it said housewife and bowling expert.
Wow. I want her life.
They really described her to a T.
I want that life.
That's a pretty good life.
Yeah.
So they arrest Lawrence Singleton 9 days later. I like to call him Larry. And when he was questioned, Singleton told the police that Mary was a $10 whore,
that that he was passed out drunk in his van, and that his other friend Larry is the one that attacked her, and that there were 2 other hookers in the van at the time.
What a fucking monster.
Lunatic. So she testifies against him in court.
Get it, girl.
With her 2 prosthetic limbs on. She'd already been fitted for them. She was still a teenager.
I mean, that is a hard thing to do on its own.
Now listen to this. As she walks out after testifying against him, he whispers to her, "If it's the last thing I do, I'll finish the job."
Oh, I was hoping she'd say, "Motherfucker," or like something at him.
No.
Oh, that poor girl.
She ran out. So in March of 1979, a San Diego jury convicts him of kidnapping, mayhem, attempted murder, forcible rape, sodomy, and forced oral copulation, and gives him the maximum sentence at the time.
Can I guess? No.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm just keep interrupting you.
No.
7 years?
14 years. For all of that, for all of those crimes combined, the maximum legal sentence was 14 years.
That's like almost how old she was.
Yes, that's exactly right. So the judge who had to pass that sentence said, if I had the power, I would send him to prison for the rest of his natural life. So along with the particularly gruesome and callous aspects of the crime, the case became totally notorious because he was paroled after serving 8 years in prison.
I just can't.
Okay, so this is when shit went off, because that's when it started on the news every night. This guy got paroled, and it was like my parents talked about it. People talked about it in the grocery store. It was like, how is this happening? And you know what happened is in 1983, they passed a work incentive law, kind of quietly passed it so that they could reduce prison overcrowding, where a day was cut off your sentence for each day that the prisoner spent working at the jail.
Or you could make pot legal and get a bunch of fucking prisoners out of jail.
That's exactly
right.
And
make the murderers and rapists go there for fucking ever.
Why in God's name would you have a work incentive law applied to attempted murderer rapists? Well, this was back when they were like, rape, it was probably her. She probably asked for it. She was probably a $10 whore.
Right.
Motherfuckers. So, they announce that his release date, this is Ed Martin, who is the associate warden of the California Men's Colony in San Luis Obispo, where he was serving his time. His release date, Martin said, if there is continued good behavior and work and no change in his programs, will be approximately April 28th, which was 8 years, 4 months of time. And everyone in the Bay Area went bananas. So here's what happened. They tried to parole him to Antioch, California. Mm-hmm. And the mayor protests the Department of Corrections. And so acknowledging the public outcry, the Department of Corrections agrees not to release Singleton and Antioch. So they try to place him with relatives in Tampa, Florida. The people rise up in Tampa, Florida, and the Tampa chapter of the Guardian Angels, which was a big thing in the 80s. Remember them?
Yeah.
They lead these protests, and eventually Florida officials reject the parolee. So he can't go back to Tampa now.
If the Hell's Angels?
No, the Guardian Angels.
Oh, what are they?
They were this.
I thought you meant the Hell's Angels.
They were basically in the 80s when crime was crazy. It was basically at the end of the recession when things were kind of shitty. It was like back when New York was a total dump. The Guardian Angels were this group of basically, what do you call them? Like
Mothers Against Drunk Driving type of thing.
No. These were I can't think of the term for it.
It was time, by the way. You're not in any hurry.
It's just long, and I just want to get through the whole thing.
But nobody.
Thanks, cocktails. Listen, take your time. Everything's fine. No, but it was they were like, when you're like a citizen that's taking the law into your own hands. Yeah. What are those called?
Like a citizen just taking law into your hands.
So they basically were like, we're taking back the streets. So they would go, they wore red berets and shirts that said Guardian Angels. They all knew karate. Nice. They were all like muscled out dudes, and they would ride the subway at night to make sure that vigilante.
There it is. They were total vigilantes. Good. And they basically were like their own gang, but a positive gang. So they just made sure like that people didn't get attacked on the subway, and every city started popping up with their own group of the guardian angels.
Okay, I dig it.
Eventually, of course, they dispersed because I think they took things a little too far.
Right.
As it usually happens. Yeah. But anyway, they actually did some good stuff in the beginning where there weren't enough cops and there was just a lot of crime.
Yeah.
So he has to come back from Tampa, Florida, which is where his family was. But Tampa was like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And if Florida's kicking out, you're probably a pretty big piece of shit. So then where did he go? So then they try to release him in Martinez, California, and which is also in Contra Costa County. So the Contra Costa County Board of Supervisors and 4 city council members win a temporary restraining order from a superior court judge barring the Department of Corrections for placing Singleton anywhere in Contra Costa County.
Good.
So they're like, quit bringing that motherfucker back here. He's not allowed.
Yeah, ain't gonna happen.
So now they try to place him in San Francisco, but Police Chief Frank Jordan at the time, he's told that they're going to bring Singleton to San Francisco for a couple weeks, and San Francisco wins a temporary restraining order barring him from San Francisco. So then they take him to Redwood City secretly, but reporters find out that he's there in a hotel, and protesters surround the hotel, and the Department of Corrections has to pull him out of this hotel and get him out before the protesters rip him apart.
What a bummer to be one of those cops and be like, I fucking hate this guy.
Yeah, you don't want to protect that piece of shit. So now a court of appeals overturned that restraining order, saying that Contra Costa County and San Francisco couldn't have him there. So then they tried to place him in El Cerrito, but which is not in Contra Costa County. That's a little bit further north, I think. But the Contra Costa County officials find out that they're going to try to place him in El Cerrito, and they tell the press in El Cerrito. So then protests begin there. So basically now everyone's telling everybody they're trying to place this piece of shit in the North Bay. And everybody, so then they try to put him in Richmond, but the mayor finds out and the officials are all like, fuck no, get him out of here. Then they try to bring him to a city called Rodeo, which I've never even heard of before.
No. Doesn't even exist.
But people find out, and a mob of 500 people gathers around this apartment, and they actually have to take him out in a bulletproof vest, and he's escorted out of town by the sheriff's department.
Holy shit.
So this is kind of that thing where, yes, this is the worst story ever, but also the greatest story ever, where like just the citizens were like, no, dude, like maybe legislature says that you can get out of jail, but we say no. So they moved him to Concord. 175 people gather at the hotel where they're keeping him there. Finally, the governor says, put a trailer on the grounds of San Quentin and he can live there until his parole is over.
Love it. Jerry Brown?
George Duke Majan.
All right.
So that's what he has to do. He has to live on the grounds of San Quentin until his 1-year parole is up. Then he's free to go wherever he wants.
And they're not even a track him.
Well, then there's just kind of nothing they can do because nothing's in the system about him. So he goes back to Florida. And when he gets there, they find out that he's there. People protest. A car dealer offered him $5,000 to leave the state, and a homemade bomb was detonated near the house that he was staying in. But no one was injured, unfortunately.
Bummer.
In 1997, a neighbor calls the police after seeing Lawrence Singleton attacking a woman in his home. And when the police arrive, they find the body of 31-year-old mother of 3, Roxanne Hines.
Fuck.
She's also a sex worker, but I wanted to say the mother of 3 part first so that people care.
Yeah. So that they know that she was so hard up for money.
That financial problems made it so that she had to do this.
Right.
And then she got stabbed 12 times in the face and chest by this piece of shit. And when he answered the door to the cops with his shirt open and blood all over his chest.
How many cold cases can be attributed to him? There's no way that it was 1 in 78.
No, well, they say that the reason that he got parole the way early like that was because he didn't have
Priors.
he didn't have, which is not to say he didn't do anything, but that he didn't have a record.
Still, I think cutting off a girl's arms and leaving her for dead is like worse than your prior for like aggravated assault or whatever.
And I think you're right. That's not a first crime.
No.
At all.
Especially when you're 60, you know, like you're starting that, you know?
Yeah, no way.
Yeah.
Okay. So Mary Vincent goes to Tampa to appear at his sentencing and tells her whole fucking story.
Good girl.
She describes her whole attack, the toll that the ordeal has taken on her whole life, because of course it's been, you know, a terror.
Yeah.
And she's gotten her life together a little bit, but of course she just lives in constant fear.
Sure.
When he was paroled, like she was doing fine and going to art school in the Pacific Northwest.
Imagine?
Then he got paroled and she fell apart. Of course.
As he said to her as she left the courtroom, I'm going to finish this.
If it takes the rest of my life, I'll finish the job.
Like,
yeah. Why isn't that considered when they think he's going out for parole?
Yeah.
So,
Jesus Christ.
the jury deliberated for 1 hour and he was sentenced to death because good old Florida.
Good.
So, unfortunately he died of cancer in the prison hospital, instead of being, fried. You know, we're being very vicious in this.
We really are.
In this one. But, apparently what he said when he was sentenced, he said he denied mutilating Mary Vincent. He still denied it.
Not killing her, just mutilating her?
No. Mary Vincent is the girl whose arms he chopped off.
Yes.
He denies doing that. But he said about the stabbing of Hayes, I'm sorry about the death in this case. I'll have to carry it on my conscience the rest of my life.
The death.
And the narcissistic move of this is sad for me.
On me.
The Diane Downs move. So just to wrap it, Mary Vincent did win a $2.56 million civil judgment against Singleton, but she couldn't collect because he was unemployed in poor health and only had $200 in savings.
Of course not.
So she did eventually get married. She moved to Orange County. She has 2 sons, and she started the Mary Vincent Foundation to help victims of traumatic crime.
Oh, sweetie.
Yeah.
Oh, that poor girl. Isn't it crazy that, like, she would have been better off stealing a car and getting a misdemeanor than hitchhiking? You
can't trust old men that look like grandfathers.
And here's another thing I was thinking about, like, when she had a bad feeling, he stopped to pee and get out of the car. The thing about that is like, if you have a bad feeling, do what you need to do and apologize for it later. Like, steal the car and drive the fuck off. Apologize later if it turns out he wasn't going to kill you.
Right. Trust your gut.
Yeah. If you have to blow some guy off at a bar because he's giving you the creeps, but you don't want to be rude, blow him off and apologize later if it turns out that he wasn't a creep.
Because if he's not a creep, it won't be a problem later.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's intense.
I know. It's crazy. And if you want to see it, you can watch on I Survived Mary Vincent tell that story herself.
I might have to start watching that. The thing is about true crime shows is that I really don't like reenactments.
There's no reenactments in this.
Okay.
It's the people telling their story, and they start a segment with a picture of where it actually happened.
Yeah.
And it's all straight to camera storytelling.
Okay.
It's pretty brilliantly produced. That's why I like it.
No, I did that. I could totally do that.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah, I know. That was a big one.
Yeah. Let's all take a collective breath.
Yeah.
Anyone needs to use the bathroom, go use it now.
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace.
Every successful small business starts with someone saying, I wonder if people would actually buy this.
Squarespace gives you everything you need to find out.
From consultations to events and experiences, you can showcase your skills with a customizable website designed to attract clients and grow your business.
With Squarespace's collection of cutting-edge design tools, anyone can build a beautiful, professional online presence that perfectly fits their brand or business.
Get paid on time with professional invoices and online payments. Plus, streamline your workflow with built-in appointment scheduling and email marketing tools.
Head to squarespace.com/murder for a free trial.
And when you're ready to launch, use offer code MURDER to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Goodbye.
You know your favorite summer clothes by what actually makes it into your suitcase.
Find the outfits you'll wear all season long at Quince.
Quince's 100% European linen pants, dresses, and tops are the pieces you'll reach for all summer long. They're lightweight, effortless to style, and they start at just $32.
Their denim is soft and comfortable, and their organic cotton sweaters are perfect for layering when evenings get cold.
Quince's beautiful 14-karat gold jewelry adds a subtle finishing touch.
So I just went to Italy, and you bet I brought my 100% European linen scoop neck midi dress along with me in the color of floral waterfall, and I wore that thing all over Italy. It was like the perfect day to night. It just looked so pretty, and I felt like I looked sophisticated while still being comfortable.
Make your summer wardrobe feel easier.
Head to quince.com/MFM for free shipping and 365-day returns.
Go to QUINCE.com/MFM for free shipping and 365-day returns.
Quince.com/MFM.
Goodbye.
Summer's for adventures, road trips, and adding a whole lot of miles to your car.
That's why it's worth stopping at Valvoline Instant Oil Change first.
If you need an oil change, make the smart stop at Valvoline Instant Oil Change before you hit the highway.
Their trained techs can help you get road trip ready with an oil change and an 18-point maintenance check included with every oil change, checking your tire pressure, wipers, lights, and more.
That means they're checking important things before you're halfway to your aunt's house with no cell service.
And these aren't just any techs. Valvoline Instant Oil Change techs complete over 270 hours of training, so your car's in capable hands.
The best part, you can stay in your car and you're in and out in about 15 minutes.
So before your next long summer ride, pull into Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Change wisely.
Goodbye.
Oh, Karen, always one of my favorites. That I remember hearing that, and I had never heard that story before, and I was just blown. I couldn't believe it. It was an emotional ride hearing that story.
And that the story is about the survivor, that the story, these stories, I think this is when I first started learning, being taught by our audience, how these stories are actually about the survivors or about the victims' families.
Yeah. Mine's a little different. This is from episode 105, which happened in January of 2018. So we were in the pod loft by then. Right. And that was fun. And the episode, I don't know. And the episode was called Preclencity, which I still think
classic.
Is one of the best words I've ever made up in my life.
Sure. I mean, you've made up some real doozies, but that one's pretty great.
I stand by that one. And so this is the story of Typhoid Mary, which is just so bananas and so wild. And I just, you can't believe it happened. And then you watch the drunk history that came out later of it with fucking Betsy Sidaro playing Typhoid Mary brilliantly. That she is one of my favorite comic actors.
So hilarious.
She's so funny. So
funny.
Enjoy Typhoid Mary, everyone. And oh my God, turns out a global pandemic just happened 2 years later. Who knew? All right. My murder. Okay. So, I'm obsessed with fucking infectious diseases and plagues and flu epidemics.
Uh-oh.
I love all this shit, right?
Sure.
Like, that's my passion.
Mm-hmm. Illness?
Uh-huh. Like end of days shit.
Great.
Level stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And right now, the flu, right now in mid-January 2018, the flu is already an epidemic this year, which is fun. I just got a shot.
Did you get a flu shot?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
I think it's irritated and I'm going to die. But anyways.
Well, at least you won't have the flu when you die.
Exactly. So on that note, because it's so fun, I thought I would do, our good friend, Typhoid Mary.
Nice.
Okay. Here we go. In the summer of 1906, on Long Island's Oyster Bay. Have you been there? I haven't. I think they take one of those little trains.
A jitney?
A jitney to get there. Right?
I don't know.
1906, a jitney? Did they have cars?
It was made of straw.
Don't know. Maybe a horse jitney. So Long Island's Oyster Bay is the Tony playground of New York's rich and famous. Teddy fucking Roosevelt, none other than, had his summer White House there.
Oh.
It's all fucking rich people.
Sure.
And everyone freaks the fuck out when, in a span of just 1 week, 6 of the 11 people in the home of wealthy banker, also he's the banker to the Vanderbilts even, Charles Warren's household, comes down with typhoid fever while they're there on vacation. Typhoid is a bacterial infection. Let me tell you about it.
Okay.
Due to Salmonella typhi. And it's viewed back then as a disease of the crowded slums and tenements, which we love to talk about.
Yes.
In New York, it's associated with poverty, the lack of basic sanitation. Immigrants assumed to live in disease-ridden, crowded housing are scapegoats of typhoid. So when a rich fucking family gets it, it's bananas. Typhoid is one of the 20th century's most terrifying killers because an infection could spread through a house before anyone knew what was going on. The first week, the infection seems almost, like just the regular flu. Then there's the fever, some abdominal cramping, but nothing really crazy to show that it's typhoid. And then during the second week, fever goes crazy. The patient becomes delirious. Blood clots form under the skin. The entire abdomen becomes distended.
Ooh.
The third week, inflammation of the fucking brain and intestinal hemorrhaging. And the death rate of those infected is anywhere between 1 in 10 and 3 in 10. So it's really easily spread by eating or drinking food or water contaminated with the feces of infected persons.
Ew, what?
So think about that in the 1900s, the early 1900s. When they didn't wash their hands and stuff, and water wasn't, cleaned and shit. And they all lived in houses and stuff that were all,
Yeah, that was back still when people would get up and just pee in a bowl under the bed, right?
Right.
And just slosh it back under.
Probably throw it out the window.
Sure.
Is that when they threw stuff out the window? Throw the baby out with the
Probably.
pan?
I bet they did.
Let's say yes.
But I like the idea that people would do it in rich houses.
They didn't. So that's the thing.
Okay.
They didn't. So it was really weird that this typhoid was an outbreak in a rich house. So people were, that's why on Oyster Bay, they were like, this is something's wrong.
Not here, not in my family, not in my backyard.
Right. Not in the Tony playground of the rich and famous.
Hell no.
No. In 1900, it killed 35,000 Americans. There's no cure. Antibiotics didn't exist, and a vaccine was not yet available.
Horrifying.
So scary. So Charles Warren's landlord was freaking out that the family outbreak would prevent him from leasing his summer house again. He thought they would burn it to the fucking ground because of typhoid. So he was like, fuck this shit. He hires freelance sanitary engineer George Soper.
A freelance sanitary engineer.
Dr. George Soper.
Okay.
Which is you sound fun at parties.
You sound like you have a made up job. It's called a janitor.
No. He investigates sources of typhoid fever outbreaks to determine the cause. He's the dude who is
Dr. House?
He's fucking House. He's come over to my house, figure out what happened here.
Okay.
Why is everyone sick? He's the dude who figures it out.
What was his name again?
George Soper, Dr. George Soper.
Okay.
So he's what's his name? The detective.
Columbo? Sherlock Holmes?
Can you edit that up? You can leave that part in. He's like the Columbo Sherlock Holmes of diseases.
Okay.
I
was going to say diarrhea. What? Stop it.
We don't use that word. No, we do use that word. So Soper tests everything. He's super excited about gross stuff. Sure. Apparently he tests the house plumbing, local shellfish company, everything comes up negative for typhoid. But then he looks into the cook who had worked for the Warrens weeks before the outbreak and discovered that a female Irish cook who fit the description of a cook who had worked in other households where typhoid had broken out in the past, that she had worked there right before everyone fell ill of typhoid, and had also just cooked for the Warrens. So
I don't know why you'd hire a Irish cook. We can't fucking cook. It's
apparently
all pot roast and red potatoes.
Yeah, but I think that back then they liked the simplicity of it all.
Oh man, such a bummer. I mean, Irish.
That sounds fucking amazing to me. That's all I want is pot roast and red potatoes.
Are you serious?
With some horseradish. Yes.
What about Jell-O with fruit cocktail floating inside of it?
Fruit cocktail, yes.
Yeah. And then, of course, my grandma's special.
What did she put on it?
Thousand Island dressing. Yes.
Okay, hard stop.
That's an iceberg lettuce.
No.
That's Irish cooking, my friends.
Do you know what I want? I want iceberg lettuce with Thousand Island, and I want Jell-O with fruit cocktail. I don't want them to meet each other.
Well, sorry, my grandma says you have to. And that's my job to make it happen.
And you have to finish it.
You do.
I mean, fair enough.
She forced us to eat spinach as tiny babies, and very few of us have ever broken a bone.
Spinach. But you fucking twist your ankle all the goddamn time.
I roll it, but it don't break.
Grandma. Okay.
Grandma.
He was okay. So we can't find her because she left after every outbreak begins. She fucking laters out of there and doesn't give a forwarding address. Soper learns of an active outbreak in a penthouse on Park Avenue where 2 of the household servants were hospitalized and the young daughter of the family had died of typhoid.
Oh no!
And Soper discovers that the family cook was the same woman who had cooked for the other families. It's 40-year-old Irish immigrant Mary Mallon.
Ugh, Mary, wash your hands, Mary.
There we go.
What are you doing, Mary?
And what does she say?
And she says, I just need to stir the soup with my hand real quick. I can't do it.
No, you're going to do it this whole fucking story. We need it. Okay. Soper starts stalking Mary Mallon and he tells her she's transmitting disease and death by her job. But he sounds very bad at like telling people things and explaining in a calm, self-possessed manner to an Irish immigrant, probably because he had some prejudices against Irish people.
So do you think he was like too nervous to tell her, or he was like screaming at her?
I think he was screaming in her face this thing of, transmitting disease and death. And she's this like Irish immigrant. Is like, what are you talking about? So he didn't explain to her how she, as a woman who was perfectly healthy, could be infecting others with typhoid. He attempted to get, and then he goes on to attempt to get samples of Mary's feces, urine, and blood. I think just by yelling in her face that he needs samples of her feces, urine, and blood.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph, man, get away from me.
Yeah. Not surprisingly, this just pissed Mary off. And one time she chased him away with a large kitchen fork when he tried to come get her feces. Get out of here. I don't know. That's my Irish. Get out of here.
Get out of the kitchen now. Yeah, you always have to start way high and then go down really low.
Okay. Since Mary refused to give samples, he decided to compile a 5-year history of her employment. Ooh. He found that of the 8 families that had hired Mary Mallon as a cook, members of 7 of those families claimed to have contracted typhoid fever, even though Mary had never shown signs of the ailment. And with this, Soper becomes the first author to describe a healthy carrier of Salmonella typhi in the United States. So the person who can carry it, never get ill by it, but pass it on to other people. So she's basically immune to this thing she has.
But she has it and is giving it to everybody else.
And part of her argument is like, well, I'm fucking fine. It can't be me giving it to anyone.
Right.
So
also, and let me use my whole arm as a stirring spoon.
I just want to stir this fucking stew.
I just want to touch the bottom of the pan.
Right. With my fingernail. Let me put this under my fingernails and put it into the stew.
What's the big deal?
What is the problem?
My fingernail ladle.
Right. Without washing my hands. Okay. Let me tell you about Mary. Mary Mallon was born in September of 1869 in Cookstown County, Tyrone. Cookston, let's call it. A small village in the north of Ireland that was among one of Ireland's poorest areas. She immigrated to the United States in 1883 at the age of 15. Her aunt and uncle, who she had been living with, died, so she was living in squalid housing in the Lower East Side, fending for herself. She found work as a domestic servant, and apparently her proclivity in the kitchen led her to be a cook. So she was somehow good.
What in the kitchen?
I don't know. I copied and pasted a word that I never used. Proclivity.
Propensity?
Cleansity. Proclivity. That's a word.
I don't think it is.
Oh, shit. Hold on. I refuse. I copied and pasted it. Oh, no. It sounded so good, and
it kind of is like the combination of propensity and declension, but I'm almost positive.
When your search proclivity did not match any search document. Her propensity. Is that right? Well, I'm never copying and pasting from Wikipedia again.
The grammar's odd, so it's not. There's no.
Yeah, it's propensity, or that's like it. the correction, the correct.
Oh yeah, maybe they just
the correct word is propensity. Fuck. All right. I'm not editing that out because this is who I am. I'm in a fucking show. Sometimes we get words wrong. It's okay.
My Proclenston in the kitchen.
It sounds like Proclenston sounds like for men who are losing their hair, like a shampoo.
Take mint Proclenston every night.
Right. Okay. In 1900, she worked in Mamaroneck, New York. Heard of it?
Nope.
Where, within 2 weeks of her employment, residents developed typhoid fever. In 1901, she moved to Manhattan, where members of the family whom she worked for developed fevers and diarrhea. That's a bummer to have at the same time.
Yeah, right? That's horrible. You don't know what's happening and you have diarrhea?
Right.
Jesus.
The laundress died there.
Oh, no.
Whose name they don't mention anywhere, which is like, listen, she's someone too.
That's right.
And then Mary Mallon goes on to work for a lawyer. She left after 7 of the 8 people in that household became ill. She fucking laters.
Why does she keep leaving, though?
I don't know.
She thinks she's so innocent.
Well, it's hard to tell because it's like, did she leave because everyone got sick and so the house stood still and they didn't need anyone? Or what did she know?
Isn't that when you need help the most?
It's true. Chicken soup doesn't cook itself. Or
yeah,
stir
that's
itself.
right.
Chicken soup
or
doesn't
walk
use
itself
its
up
own
those stairs
arm to stir itself. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Chicken soup can't stir itself without an arm, and it can't walk upstairs.
Exactly. So, okay. So then in 1906, she goes to Oyster Bay, and within 2 weeks, 10 of the 11 family members are hospitalized with typhoid. Changes job again. Same thing happens. Cooks for the Warren. Same thing happens. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Doctors theorize that Mary Mallon likely passed typhoid germs by failing to vigorously scrub her hands before handling food. Usually the elevated temperatures of cooking food would have killed all the germs and bacteria and shit. But then they found out that Mary Mallon's, most popular dish.
Her specialty
was ice cream that she cut up raw peaches into and froze. So nothing had gotten cooked.
Oh.
And can you imagine those wet fucking peaches with her little cutting knife under her nail stuff?
As she's cutting peaches, she's also cutting a little bit of her finger along with it.
Oh, God.
She had a real proclivity for cutting up her own flesh.
I can't believe I got that word wrong. Okay. The New York City Health Department, finally, they try to get her to chill the fuck out, and she won't. Finally, they send physicians.
She won't.
She's like, fuck you to everyone.
I must cook. Yeah.
She's like an angry woman.
She had to fight for her, her livelihood. She didn't have anybody.
Nobody. It reminds, so I just started watching Alias Grace, which you had talked about liking, and it reminds me of she came over on a ship in that nature of absolute bullshit. And she's like, fuck you. I'm working to live my own life.
I mean, it's the ship journey alone is so upsetting for most people coming to this country.
Traumatizing.
Just horrifying. And then they show up and then it's like, I hope you have a job.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Also, you don't wash your hands enough.
Yeah, that's right.
What are you talking about?
You know what that reminds me of real quick?
Yeah.
When I lived in Scotland, there was a commercial that was on UK TV, and it was, are you a washer or a walker? And it was just it was pretend camera, hidden camera in a bathroom to see if people walked up, checked their face and walked away, or washed their hands and walked away. And since that commercial, I think before that I was very who cares one way or the other? Yeah. I know if I need to wash my hands or not. Since that commercial, I wash my hands every single time, no matter what.
You just can't trust doorknobs. You just can't trust door handles.
You just should wash your hands as much as possible.
And I do. I mean, don't go out of your fucking mind.
And I do.
But do your best.
Don't be a walker. That's all I'm saying.
My dad, he won't sit down we'll go to lunch anywhere. He had just gotten out of his car. He hasn't touched anything. He won't. He's kind of has OCD though, but he'll go wash his hands before every time. You can't even start talking to him.
Oh,
He'll
wow.
go wash his hands.
I wonder if that's if his parents were really strict about that, before eating.
Yeah, maybe.
It's a good idea. Every once in a while,
I'll look at my hands, especially when I was wearing cheap jeans.
Oh no.
There's nothing worse than having dirty hands as an adult at like a meal.
Well, there's nothing worse than like putting a food thing into your mouth and being like, when was the last time I washed my hands? That's my fucking thing of like, and then there's only so many times you can go, well, I'm strengthening my immune system. Right. No, most of the time you're not. You're just putting someone else's fucking urine hands in your fucking mouth and from the doorknob. Okay. So New York City Health Department sends in physician Sarah Josephine Baker to talk to Mary. So
the singer?
Yeah, right? Almost.
That'd be amazing. At night, she was this amazing dancer.
Yeah, hands are gross. That's not good. Baker said that by the time she said, quote, by that time she was convinced that the law was only persecuting her when she had done nothing wrong. So Mary was like, hardcore fuck you.
Yeah. We're like that.
Yeah. So this chick, Sarah Josephine Baker, her own father and brother had died of typhoid when she was young. And so she had felt pressure to support her mother and sister financially. So at 16 years old, she decided on a career in medicine.
Wow.
And this is like the early 1900s, late 1800s. This chick is a badass motherfucker in her own right, and people should fucking study her, etc. for feminist reasons. She's fucking awesome. So she goes to find Mary Mallon, and with her help, the New York City Health Department takes Mary into custody in 1907 and places her into forced confinement inside a bungalow on 16-acre North Brother Island off the Bronx Shore. So if you have lived in Manhattan or been in Manhattan, you see a fucking island over there. Like off the shore that you can like see. It's almost like Alcatraz in San Francisco.
Right.
So the only companion she has, and tell me if this doesn't sound amazing, she's in confinement and all she has is a fox terrier. And you're like, living the life. Can I please?
So wait, I think I'm in that confinement right now.
You put yourself in Mary Mallon's fucking confinement.
We're all Irish women are doomed to live the life of Mary Mallon.
It just repeats itself.
Damn it.
Okay, so on this brother island was the Riverside Hospital, which is where she's at. It's founded in the 1850s as a smallpox hospital to treat and isolate victims of that disease. So they just fucking put them on this tiny island outside of Manhattan, and you can see Manhattan, and you're like, oh, Mountain, I want that. And they're like, no, you're sick.
Too bad.
It eventually expands to other quarantainable diseases like leprosy and venereal diseases. So they just like later people onto that island.
Did they really?
Yeah.
So you get some venereal disease and then you have to go.
They're like, go stay here until you're
in the same room with all the other people with venereal diseases.
Yeah. That sounds like a party.
I mean, those are the people that party.
Yeah.
A lot of great personalities in that room, I bet.
I mean, I'm sure. Okay. With her forced confinement, Mary Mallon, everyone, the media goes fucking nuts because this woman has been spreading this disease and killing people with it. So media goes nuts. Eventually in 1908 in the Journal of American Medical Association, she is nicknamed Typhoid Mary. That's where she gets her name.
So the professionals really they came in to shit on her.
Yeah, they were doing top-notch journalism.
All right.
Like, good
job, everybody.
So it turns out Mary Mallon is immune to the disease herself. She's the first person in the United States identified as an asymptomatic carrier of the pathogen, which is pretty fucking cool. Mm-hmm. While in custody, Mary Mallon, Typhoid Mary, let's call her, admits to poor hygiene. She's like, yeah, what of it, motherfuckers?
Oh,
say it in Irish.
I can't say.
That was perfect. That was all you needed to say.
Who cares? Jesus, Mary and Joseph. There's other things to worry about.
Exactly.
There's people starving in my country.
She said she did not understand the purpose of hand washing because she did not pose a risk.
Girl, you're the cook.
You're the cook. You pose a risk. It doesn't matter how healthy you are. Authorities are like, let's get rid of your gallbladder because that's where they believe the typhoid bacteria resided in. And she was like, fuck no, fuck you. I don't even have the disease. And she was unwilling to cease working as a cook too. So like, we'll let you go. Just don't work as a cook. And she's like, nope, I won't wash my hands. Go fuck yourself.
Fight, Mary, fight. We're so angry. It doesn't make sense. Irish women, fight.
And then a herky.
She is forced to give 163 samples of various bodily substances to the doctors there, 120 of which tested positive for the bacteria.
She was teeming with this disease.
To the hilt, to the gills. So Mary stays there for 3 years until test results from a private laboratory, yes, I said that, came up negative for typhoid. And with this information in 1909, Mary sues the health department for her freedom, but everyone's like, where did she get the money to sue the health department? And then it's like a secret thing that maybe William Randolph Hearst was like, well, I'll give you the money if you give me like an interview. So like he was like springing people. So
genius.
Yeah, so smart. But the New York Supreme Court's like, go fuck yourself. No. But then in 1910, there's a new health commissioner. He lets her go if she promises never to work as a cook again. And she's like, okay, great.
She's like, fine, I didn't like it that much anyway.
Yeah. So in February of 1910, Mary agreed that she was, quote, prepared to change her occupation and would give assurance by affidavit that she would, upon her release, take such hygienic precautions as would protect those with whom she came in contact from infection. Meaning, wash your fucking hands. I'll wash my fucking hands.
No, I felt like I wanted to defend, but it's indefensible.
Go ahead.
No, I can't.
Some people don't think it. Some people think that her being locked up is indefensible.
No, she killed a ton of people because she refused to watch. It's like she wouldn't give in anything. Right. Where it's like, okay, well, if you're the cook, you have to admit hand washing is kind of key. I realize that was kind of a new idea back then, but still.
Well, the thing is, so she thought they were all out to get her. All this shit. You're like decades later, they're like, well, if she had typhoid her whole life, maybe it fucked her brain up a little bit and she was paranoid and crazy.
Ooh.
Yeah. But wait. It gets worse.
Okay.
So they let her out. They lose track of her. Goodbye. Bad idea. Cut to 5 years later, in 1915, a typhoid outbreak happens at Manhattan's Sloan Maternity Hospital. It struck 25 workers and killed 2 of those workers. When Soper, our friend George Soper's back, he looks into the outbreak and he's like, this looks fucking familiar.
Oh, no.
Traces it back to the cook, who's an Irish woman named Mary Brown this time. She changed her name.
She found a good man.
Nope. She changed her name so she could become a cook. Like she was doing it. Now she's responsible for it.
Now she's being a dick.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Now it's criminal, I think. It's Mary Mallon. Blah, blah, blah. Turns out she changed her name, and during her years of release, she had cooked in hotels, restaurants, and institutions.
Wow.
So she was like, they'd given her a job as a laundress. You make no fucking money. It's really hard work.
Doesn't smell good.
Doesn't smell good. She was like, fuck this shit, and went to cook. Wherever she worked, there were outbreaks of typhoid. However, she changed jobs so frequently, so she had eluded the blame. She's captured and again confined to North Brother Island, where she continued to refuse to acknowledge that she had any connection between herself and the typhoid cases.
Well, at that point, it's so stacked up against her that she might as well just do that because she's so guilty that the second she breaks, it's over.
Yeah, exactly. So after the second apprehension, she spends the next 23 years of her life as a prisoner in forced isolation. Hundreds, if not thousands, of asymptomatic carriers who had been identified were allowed to walk the streets of New York freely, but Typhoid Mary lived alone in exile, partly due because the public were fucking pissed at her because she wouldn't stay out of the kitchen. Like if she had just not gone back to cooking.
Yes. That second time around.
Exactly.
It's sad that she lived in isolation. Yeah. But why are you being so stubborn?
Yeah. Calm down.
Karen.
Oh, Karen's having feelings.
Then my face just starts to fall apart. I don't want to do it. It just comes out of me.
Your typhoid tears just start running off your face.
The devil inside me. He's so bad.
State of the kitchen. On November 11, 1938, Mary Mallon dies of pneumonia at age 69, still in captivity. An autopsy found evidence of live typhoid bacteria in her gallbladder. So
they were right.
Yeah, they were right. Her body's cremated and her ashes were buried at St. Raymond's Cemetery in the Bronx. So Mary Mallon it's thought that she infected 51 people, and 3 of those illnesses resulted in death. And that's based on George Soper's, looking into it. But she used so many aliases that it's thought that the true death toll could have been way fucking higher. Some estimated that she have caused 50 fatalities, which I just saw that in a random article, so I don't know if that's even true. Historians say she contaminated at least 122 people and killed 5, which sounds a little more likely.
So crazy, though.
Yeah. So throughout the 20th century, typhoid fever steadily declines due to introduction of vaccinations and improvements in public sanitation and hygiene, aka wash your fucking hands. And today, typhoid fever is considered a rare condition among developed countries. Rate is approximately 5 cases per million per year. As for fucking Brother Island and Riverside Hospital, real quick, this fucking island of disease off the Manhattan. Sounds amazing, right?
Sounds amazing.
The island has been abandoned since 1963 after it was last a detention facility for juvenile drug offenders in 1963. How badly do you wish you could go and just sit on the wall and like stare at people?
There's some blacklight posters in that building.
There's some people out there who have stories of like,
they were like, because my mom working in she worked at a hospital called Langley Porter in San Francisco. It's up on the hill, kind of. And people in the 60s used to send their kids, if they got caught smoking pot one time, they sent their kids to the mental hospital.
Jesus Christ.
So she said there were in the like mid to late 60s, all these kids, there was like an influx of kids who were like, they're incorrigible and they're drug addicts where they had only done like smoked one joint or whatever.
Like we're saying no to things.
Exactly.
But they were housed with people who are legitimately in need of mental health issues. And I'm sure those kids were like, well, I'm never doing anything bad again.
Yes. The shit that they saw, or they were like, I don't know. She just said it was really sad and it bummed her out a lot.
It's clearly complicated. Yeah. So these kids got sent there in 1963. Finally, it closed. It's now uninhabited and designated as a bird sanctuary. But wait, it's illegal for anyone to go on the island without permission from the city. All the buildings, though, still fucking stand. And these photographers sometimes go on there and take photos, and you can see a bunch of the photos. We should put them up on Instagram of these gorgeous, like, brick buildings that are falling into disrepair. And you can see the rooms where Mary Mallon was fucking housed, and you can see the typhoid wing, and you can see the fucking crematorium, and it's like, it's insanely gorgeous. I am asking any murderino who works for the city of Manhattan to please let me and Karen come see the fucking island.
Come and get a disease of our own for ourselves.
And since it's like under watch and it's really hard to get on there, everything is still there. So like people haven't graffitied and people haven't stolen shit from the island.
That's amazing.
You need to see the photos. Everything is covered in wildlife. It's gorgeous.
Oh, I want to see that.
It's amazing.
It sounds like the island they threatened to send, or that they promised to send Dr. Lecter to in Silence of the Lambs. That ends up to be they were like
fake seas.
When she recites that thing, you are allowed to walk on the beach every day, or whatever.
Can you read? I want to read that. It's so good. Do it again. And you will be allowed one.
You will be allowed one walk one day a year where you can walk freely on the beach with armed guards or whatever, snipers.
Oh God.
I don't know.
And she didn't know it was fake either.
I know. My friend Amy, who you met when we were in Wisconsin, she has Silence of the Lambs memorized.
I love that.
I've watched it with her, and she'll just say the line real quick before. It's my favorite thing in the world.
I love it.
You will be allowed to walk. She'd be able to do that speech right off the dome.
It's so good.
I love it.
Oh, these domes. Okay, it's illegal, blah, blah, blah. But you could still see the building, the room where Typhoid Mary spent the last 23 years of her life.
What's she doing there?
Oh man, she was bummed. But it's just like there's varying accounts where it's like some say she was like actually helping out there and like a maid, and some say that she was just like in seclusion and they abandoned her and used her as like a look at Typhoid Mary, when people would come to the island. Yeah. It's like that kind of thing. So you don't really know. I hope there was a fox terrier.
I hope so.
Yeah. And then I also want to mention there's a podcast, if you're into this shit like I am, there's a podcast that's kind of new. It's hosted by these two young ladies who are grad students in disease ecology.
Ooh.
It's called This Podcast Will Kill You. And it's just about infectious diseases from history. And every episode is that. And these two girls they're both named Erin, are like, it's just an awesome podcast. This podcast will kill you. Yeah. So
this podcast will kill you.
I love it.
I like to imagine that Typhoid Mary sat in seclusion in her room on that island and fantasized of all the different things she'd like to put her hand in. So then, like, she'd be like corn chowder or whatever, and then just like mashed potatoes, and then both hands. The fantasy is just like both bare arms go all the way in,
and then like she cleans her fingernails in the chowder.
Yes.
I wonder if she like requested like cooking magazines and like read recipes and was like stick your arm completely in.
She'd be like, "This looks good, but you know what it needs." My arm, my fingernail clippings. And it's not funny. People don't. It's disgusting.
It's terrible. But isn't that amazing?
It's incredible. Also, the idea, did you watch The Nick when it was on?
Yeah. And they have, there's an episode involving her. I watched the little scene where
where they confront her.
Yeah.
That was such a good show. And they did that every once in a while.
So good.
She was great. But they did that where they would take those things out of history and be like, this is where you don't have any sense. Like things before modern medicine and modern stuff, it's just the weirdest idea where they'd be like, somebody coming in, they'd be like, well, we tried to stick a tube in their arm and then they died. Like the end. Or it was so crazy precarious back then.
The Nick is such a great show.
I loved that show.
If you're into that kind of thing, you should definitely watch it.
It was great. Also, if you've ever taken cocaine to the point where it was a problem for you, I warn.
Trigger warning.
Huge cocaine trigger warning for the Nick.
Opium too.
You're like, I could be a doctor and do coke all the time. Yeah. No.
Maybe you're into opium dens too. Trigger warning.
Trigger warning. If you love to lay back with a bunch of people dressed in a traditional Chinese garb.
Yeah. Then this will be hard for you to get through.
It's going to make you nuts.
But if you love surgery without gloves or anesthesia, this is the show for you.
What a show. Or Clive Owen.
Right.
That was great.
Thank you.
That was fun. I love to learn.
I love teaching. No, I love saying words wrong.
I love teaching. I love to learn. I love to lie.
I love to make up new words.
I love to just have fun with it.
Just say shit and don't have any proclivity for caring.
I mean, I have a real proclivity to just say what I want. And I think we all do. There's a freedom in that. In these proclivities we all have.
In this proclicious time, there's a freedom.
The funniest thing about Typhoid Mary is she had a real problem with cleanliness. Shit.
No, I love it. It was a fucking valiant effort.
I tried, but you could see me. You could see me making that U-turn from miles away.
Would you have made that attempt 2 years ago before this podcast? Absolutely not.
No, not at all.
And so I applaud
a real
you.
bias against puns, as you know.
And so I applaud you.
And no, I think it's the effect that you have on my life.
I'm making you stupider.
You're breaking down those pun walls.
I am stupidering you. Hard. Real hard. Yep.
Well, great job, 2018, Georgia.
Thank you. Thank you. 2020, Karen.
I remember hearing that in back then and being so shocked. Like the details of that story are so much more ridiculous than you even think they are. It's kind of insane. The storyline of her and that
it's just
spread.
It's one person. Typhoid. It's one person's fucking refusal to see reality and refusal to fucking take responsibility for themselves that kills people and like changes the course of history because they won't just simply
wear a mask. Wait, what? What? Sorry. What are we talking about anymore?
Oh, Jesus.
All right. Should we wrap it up with some fucking hooray?
Let's do it. And then also make sure to stay tuned for the Tenfold More Wicked preview after the fucking hoorays.
This first one is from precious.goregrind. And it says, my fucking hooray is that after I lost my job and insurance due to COVID, I was not too quietly freaking out. I'm a type 1 diabetic and was very close to running out of the 2 insulins I take daily. Because it would have cost me literally thousands out of pocket, I decided to ask the world of Facebook and Instagram if anyone had any to spare. A sweet baby angel came to the rescue and was able to provide me with enough insulin to last several months. I can't say thank you enough to that kind stranger for helping me quite literally stay alive.
That's incredible. I
That's
wish
beautiful.
Our country wasn't like that, but it's incredible.
Seems like we need health care for everybody.
Everyone deserves it.
Yeah, I think everyone does deserve it.
This is from Instagram. It's from Katie B. Click. My fucking hooray is that after Hurricane Zeta threw a tree on top of our house, totaling our car, and barely missing our little girl's bedroom window, our neighbors and friends fully restored our faith in humanity. A neighbor we hardly know found us huddled in the basement and drove us out to grab breakfast. A murderina from across the country sent us a DoorDash gift card, and another sent us groceries through Instacart. Neighbors have offered their cars and helping hands, and even though a tree falling on our home is totally on brand for 2020, I am so damn thankful for the people holding hands, metaphorically anyway, and helping one another through it. Damn.
Beautiful.
Fucking rough
Love
year.
it.
Yeah.
Love it. I know. It's really nice to hear those stories.
Yeah.
And to feel that kind of like when people are given an opportunity, they will help other people out.
Totally.
I think it's an important storyline that doesn't make anybody any money to talk about these days, but it should happen much more.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's from Bethany.is.killing.it. My fucking hooray is actually a follow-up. Earlier this year, I sent in a fucking hooray about... I don't know if we read the other one.
I know.
I just love that. It's like, don't worry about it. I'll do both now. Earlier this year, I sent in a fucking hooray about how I had been selected to become a naval officer. Well, just last week, I graduated from officer candidate school. I am now the first officer ever in my family's long history of serving in the military.
Whoa.
I've also had many sailors from throughout my 10-year enlisted career reach out and express their excitement. I hope to use my influence to help my sailors, and like I said months back,
I think we did do this one. I think we did.
Okay, well, here's the update.
Great.
I hope I can continue to show all of my sailors that a woman can kill it in this career.
Hell
Congratulations,
yeah.
Bethany. Way to go.
Keep kicking ass. Way to go. And thank you for your service.
Yes, yes.
Okay, this one is from Lisa Horton, 76. I have a bittersweet foster care fucking hooray for you. Mostly sweet. My husband, daughter, and I got to be a foster family for the best baby ever. And during the 14 months we had him, his dad was able to make some huge life changes, including getting sober and get to a place where he was able to care for his son again. So we recently had to say goodbye to our boy, which was so hard, but also so sweet and inspiring to see this man who has had a very hard life completely turn his life around for his son. We are still very close, and he FaceTimes us at bedtime every night so we can tell our boy we love him. It's a major success story, and even though we didn't get to keep our favorite boy forever, fucking hooray that we got to be part of such a beautiful process. If anyone out there has ever considered being a foster parent, now is the perfect time.
Oh,
isn't that touching?
Beautiful. Yes. That's lovely.
Yeah. What an amazing thing to do.
I guess I just have one thing to say. Yeah. And it's just, on Halloween this year, my very good friend, Patty Riley, died of cancer. And you guys might know her because she is my roommate from college, my friend from high school. I've told tons of stories about her on this show. And she was battling cancer for a while, and it seemed like she was going to be okay. And she just took a very sudden turn. And I guess I just want to say, first of all, I haven't really processed it in any real way because it happened really fast. But I know a lot of stuff is going on in the world right now, and everybody is stressed and freaked out, and there's tons of anxiety and whatever. But you are alive. And you're lucky. And Patty was the kind of person who made sure every day that she impacted the people around her, whether it was her two boys, her family, her good friends, which she had tons of. She really, really cared about being a good person. She's also one of the funniest people I've ever known, but her whole goal in life was to just always really be caring toward other people. So as much as her death feels like just a complete injustice and it's such an intense loss, the way she lived was such an amazing example of how you can be. And it's something that's always impressed me and has always inspired me. So I just wanted to say that, we'll miss you, Patty. Your death is a huge, huge loss to so many people.
Thank you, Karen. That's beautiful. I'm so sorry for her family and for you and the world and who doesn't get to know her.
Thanks. Yeah. I mean, everybody's dealing with so much stuff right now. Mm-hmm. It just feels like then on top of that, when regular, tragic life events happen, it's just like, it can be so overwhelming, but I think it's important that everybody just kind of, is grateful. That's what I'm trying to do, I guess, is what I should be saying.
Yeah.
Is I'm trying to focus on the positive. I'm trying to be grateful for what I have, which is so, so much. And I'm trying to, I don't know, be a better person. I think we all are.
Yeah.
And it's noble in and of itself.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. To Patty.
Well,
thanks for listening, you guys. Thanks for being here. We hope, and we hope you hope too.
Yeah.
We have so much hope.
Yeah.
Despite it all, there's just still hope.
There is. And with that, stay sexy.
And don't get murdered. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Elvis, do you want a cookie? Okay.
Let me tell you this story. In upstate New York, there's this little village called Dryden. And for centuries, the people there have welcomed strangers into their churches and into their homes. It used to be one of those places where everyone in town was invited to a wedding. So it was a really close, really trusting community. In 1842, a stranger arrived. He was a handsome, charming, brilliant scholar named Edward Ruloff. He found work with a local farming family, a very prominent family.
Their home was always open to anybody that needed a place to stay or passersby, they were just that kind of people.
But something about Edward Ruloff was just troubling. He was arrogant, he was snide, and he was sometimes really cruel. And he was absolutely obsessed with his own academic research.
He seems like what you would call an incredible narcissist. He's very hostile to people who don't appreciate his own genius.
He seduced the family's teenage daughter. And from the very beginning, their relationship was unstable. Their fights were vicious, and then they were deadly.
There's a story about him taking her away and her turning around and waving, and that's the last memory like her mother and some of them had of her.
It was a terrible tragedy.
It's not that we hadn't had murders here, but not a murder like that.
Edward Ruloff killed at least 5 more people over the next 25 years.
Now, this is the beginning of the time when railroads make it possible to move around. It was not particularly uncommon for people to carry on double lives.
People fall for the snake oil salesman. They actually enjoy the snake oil salesman.
He had everybody fooled for a long time. Sort of like a Ted Bundy.
He's confusing to me, and he was the boogeyman in upstate New York.
He's not confusing to me. He's a psychopath.
When Ruloff was caught, it seemed like he would finally be punished. But that's not what happened. Scholars and scientists jumped to his defense. Ruloff claimed that he had made this groundbreaking discovery in the field of linguistics, and a lot of people believed him. They argued that his mind was just too valuable to waste on the gallows.
Yeah, if there was a kind of magical key to understanding these languages, and that would have made a lot of people's lives a lot easier.
Would his brain really save his life? Are there some ideas so astounding, some minds so brilliant, that they should allow a killer to get away with murder?
People really think that the brain can justify behavior. And this is totally mistaken.
Edward Ruloff's brutal crimes and his incredible brain would make history by marking the birth of modern neuroscience.
This is just a world-changing difference in how we think about brains. It's right up there with understanding evolution.
I'm Kate Winkler-Dawson, and this is Tenfold More Wicked, a podcast about the most intelligent killer in American history. Tenfold More Wicked premieres on Monday, November 23rd on Exactly Right. Subscribe now on Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you like to listen.
The best time to think about home security is before you need it.
That's exactly why there's Simply Safe.
Traditional home security only alerts you after a break-in has already happened, and that's too late. Simply Safe is changing that.
Simply Safe's US-based live agents identify threats on your property and help deter them so intruders never get to your house.
The system is customizable so you can build one that fits your home and your specific needs.
The 24/7 professional monitoring is effective and affordable and won't lock you into a long-term contract.
I think that's what's so scary for so many people is that long-term contract. And like, whatever turns out you don't like it or need it, but they don't have that because they know you'll like it and you'll know that you need it and feel so much safer when you have it. Like at this point in my life, I would never go without a security system on my house. I just feel safer with actually having Simply Safe around.
There's a whole staff at Simply Safe that's waiting to talk to you and help you out. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplysafe.com/MFM.
That's half off at simplysafe.com/MFM.
There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Goodbye.
Vacation planning should feel like a breeze, not a deep dive into countless travel sites searching for the best deal.
With Cheap Caribbean's Budget Beach Finder, you can search every destination and every date all in one search.
You'll save time and money with the Budget Beach Finder.
Say goodbye to endless scrolling and tab hopping and hello to Budget Beach Bliss at your fingertips.
Go to cheapcaribbean.com to try out the Budget Beach Finder and see just how stress-free vacation planning should be.
Goodbye. Capture your favorite summer feeling with Pandora Jewelry.
Discover a collection inspired by the sunshine, freedom, and moments that make the season unforgettable.
From sun-kissed metals to personalized pieces ready to be engraved with your summer mantra.
Each design moves with you from beach days to golden nights and every memory in between.
Shop Pandora Jewelry's new summer collection in-store or online at pandora.net and let your summer unfold. Goodbye.